Welcome back, everyone, to our sixth episode of season 7 of the Truth and Freedom podcast, where awakening begins with asking the question most people are afraid to ask. I'm your host, Dr. Dan Amzalag, and this is not just another podcast. This is a journey into awareness, courage, and truth. And we're all living in a time when trust feels increasingly fragile. Institutions that once seemed stable are questioned. Leaders are scrutinized. Relationships are tested. Promises are made quickly and broken just as fast. In a world flooded with information, opinions, and competing narratives, many people are asking a deeply important question. Who can I believe? Who will tell me the truth? Who will do what they say they will do? This is why the conversation about trust matters the most. Trust is the invisible foundation beneath every healthy relationship, every effective organization, and every strong community. When trust is present, people feel safe. They communicate honestly. They collaborate more effectively. They are willing to be vulnerable because they believe they will be treated with respect and fairness. But when trust is absent, fear takes over. Suspicion replaces openness. Cynicism crowds out hope. And even the strongest connection begins to fracture. Trust does not disappear overnight. It erodes slowly through consistency, secrecy, broken promises, and the gap between what people say and what they actually do. When words and actions no longer aligned, confidence begins to fade. Whether in a friendship, in family, workplace, or society, trust weakens when truth becomes optional and accountability is avoided. Yet, even in a distrustful world, trust can be rebuilt. The process begins with a simple but powerful principle. Truth matters, not partial truth, not convenient truth, not truth adjusted to protect our image. Genuine trust is built when people are willing to be honest, even when honesty is uncomfortable. Transparency does not mean sharing everything with everyone. It means being clear, authentic, and straightforward about what matters most. Integrity is a practice of aligning our action with our values. It is doing the right thing when no one is watching. It is keeping our word. It is acknowledging mistakes rather than hiding them. Integrity turns truth into something visible. It allows others to see that our commitments are reliable and our character is steady. When trust has been broken, repair requires courage. It starts with taking responsibility. Excuses may protect pride, but do not restore confidence. Healing begins when someone says, I was wrong. I understand the impact of my actions. I am committed to make things right. A sincere apology, combined with changed behavior, can open the door to reconciliation. But trust is not rebuilt by a single conversation. It is rebuilt through consistency over time. Every honest response, every kept promise, every accountable decision becomes a small deposit in the account of trust. Gradually, confidence is restored not because people are persuaded by words alone, but because they witness dependable action. This applies to institutions as well as individuals. Communities trust organizations that communicate openly, admit shortcomings, and demonstrate a commitment to serving others. Leadership earns credibility when it is transparent, ethical, and responsive. People may forgive mistakes, but they struggle to trust those who avoid responsibly or conceal the truth. Leading by example is one of the most powerful ways to restore trust. We cannot control every institution or every relationship, but we can choose the kind of person we will be. We can decide to speak honestly, to follow through on our commitments, and to treat others with fairness and respect. We can become the kind of presence that makes people feel secure rather than skeptical. Trust also requires patience. If confidence was damaged over months or years, rebuilding it will take time. Progress may feel gradual. There may be setbacks. Some people will need more evidence before they are ready to believe again. That does not mean the effort is wasted. It means trust is valuable enough to require persistence. In a culture where many people expect disappointment, consistent integrity becomes a powerful force. When you do what you say you will do, when your values guide your decision, and when your action reflects your words, you offer something increasingly rare and deeply needed. You offer reliability. You offer credibility. You offer hope. Trust is not about perfection. Everyone makes mistakes. Trust grows when people respond to those mistakes with honesty, accountability, and a sincere desire to improve. What matters most is not whether we stumble, but whether we are willing to learn, repair, and continue acting with integrity. Imagine the impact if more individuals chose this path. Families would communicate more openly. Friendship would deepen. Teams would collaborate more effectively. Communities will become stronger. Institutions will regain confidence. And the ripple effect of trustworthy behavior can extend far beyond what we see. And it begins with small choices: keeping a promise, telling the truth, admitting an error, showing up consistently, listening with respect, and doing what is right, even when it is inconvenient. These choices may seem ordinary, but they create extraordinary results over time. If trust has been broken in your life, remember that restoration is possible. It may require difficult conversation. It may require humility. It may require sustained effort. But where truth and actions align, healing can begin. And if you're surrounded by skepticism, choose to be the example others can count on. Let your character speak louder than your claims. Let your consistency build confidence. Let your integrity become evident that trust is still worth believing in. In the end, trust is one of the most valuable assets we can cultivate. It strengthens relationships, empowers leadership, and creates a condition for genuine connection and progress. Trust is not built by grand gestures. It is built by repeated acts of honesty and responsibility. It is built when trust is broken. It is built when promises are honored. It is built when actions match words. So in a world where trust often feels uncertain, commit to being a person of integrity. Speak the truth. Take responsibility. Lead by example. Keep showing up with consistency and courage. Because trust is built through consistency or consistent truth and action. And when trust is restored, relationship heals, community strengthen, and hope becomes possible. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today on the Truth and Freedom podcast, and I look forward to continuing this journey of awareness, courage, and freedom with you in our next episode. Until then, my loyal friends, stay curious, stay awake, and stay free.